So, just bear with me with all those notifications that are going to be happening. So, you'll notice Liara's in a different outfit. That's because after the black screen we got at the end of the last part, I decided to be safe. So, I checked to see if the game itself, because I'm playing this on Origin, obviously, if the Legendary Edition itself got any updates. So I checked, check updates, and it updated it because it thinks it needs to be updated, but that's only because of the modded version. When it does that, it basically uninstalls the mods. I learned this when I did this on Mass Effect 2. So I first checked to make sure that it was at the latest possible version that it was. Then I basically did a fresh reinstall and reapplication of all the mods I had for all 3 games, including reattempting to install any of the texture mods that I had available, because before it just wasn't working. This time, however, it seems to have actually worked. There are a couple of mods I have noticed right off the bat that are working. Less of an actual glare off the screens, which used to really bother me. There's also a texture mod that I put in here. It's supposed to, really help up the textures. Also, you remember that mod I told you about upgrading Shepard's appearance? Take a look. That's her changed appearance with this texture mod. I think it looks really nice. But, I'm sure some people might disagree, but whatever. So after that, I reloaded an older save because I was concerned about that bug, because I came back in here and Liara was wearing that armor, and so was Vega. So I reloaded to a previous save, and I basically kind of went through the stuff that I had shown you guys before, and I went ahead and, as I said, just basically bought everything on all the stores with all the credits I have, so that's why you're seeing all these things. I basically bought and upgraded all the weapons and all the different possible pieces there. But what this has allowed me to do is to be able to actually talk to both Liara and Vega, which is stuff I wasn't able to show you guys before. Also, I was able to make a couple of other changes because after talking with Cortez, he became an option as to be named as an XO. So I'll probably show you guys what happens when I do that. But, we'll see if that changed anything. Also, it gave me extra choices for things like, hey, you can assign somebody to work the facilities for the Normandy, which at the moment it gave me 2 choices. A barman, which offers southern food along with beer and good times, or a chef, which offers high-quality Japanese food and a clean ship. Now, I do love me some good southern food, but I'm sure a number of people on the ship would appreciate having some nice Japanese food, probably because I know a lot of people love sushi, and of course a nice clean ship, So anyways, let's talk to Liara.
Looks like you brought more than just that drone from your ship.
A few things were necessary. I'd be a very silent shadow broker without data feeds.
So you have access to your resources?
What I can get. We'll need it to research this Prothean device. Until we understand precisely what it does, it's far too dangerous to use.
I thought she would look nice in her old scientist outfit from the first game.
Did the Protheans actually complete this weapon?
You mean, will it work? They wouldn't have poured their last resources into this device if they thought otherwise. But we really need to find out just what kind of weapon they left us.
It'd be nice to know we're not kids playing around with a loaded gun.
Absolutely. The damage it could cause if it backfired is unthinkable. People were finally starting to listen before the Reapers came. If we'd had a little more time, maybe Earth wouldn't. I'm sorry. I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
The thought means a lot, Liara. Thanks.
You're welcome. And since I didn't mention it before, it's good to be back, Shepard. Hello again, Shepard.
How much do you know about this Prothean artifact?
Very little. We're fortunate enough Data survived to piece together the blueprints. Decoding them will require as many specialists as we can find.
It's that high-tech?
I'd have killed for a glimpse of it during graduate school.
You brought your little helper with you?
Its name is Glyph. It helped sort through all the data that led me to the archive on Mars.
It was a pleasure to be of assistance, Doctor.
Glyph's interfaced with the data feeds. Its analytical software should come in handy.
What's been happening with you as the broker, Liara?
It's been exciting. The old broker's ship? Impressive, but it was never meant to be space-worthy. Which meant the elusive man eventually tracked me down on Hagalaz.
What happened?
I knew he was coming. Farron and I loaded as much of the ship's specialized hardware onto a shuttle as we could. We got away from Cerberus's ships after arranging an appropriate distraction.
What kind of distraction?
Sending the broker's ship exploding into a Cerberus cruiser.
Wow!
I don't think the elusive man expected me to give up my resources in such a spectacular fashion.
Can you still operate as the broker without the ship?
Well, I couldn't let the elusive man have it. I saved what was crucial. My network of agents is intact, although the Reapers have taken a toll on their numbers. It's taking a while to re-establish contact.
So where is Farron if you two escaped?
He convinced me he was recovered enough to work, and I do need more agents.
Agent Farron didn't report any injuries during his last call to you, Doctor.
True. Given what he survived, I should probably worry less.
What have you been up to since we last saw each other?
Since you helped me defeat the Shadow Broker, I started looking for defenses against the Reapers. The Protheans were the only ones with substantial information on them. The older civilizations barely had records. I knew the elusive man was hunting for the same thing when our agents began crossing paths.
Like on Mars.
I thought I'd covered my tracks, but he had surveillance there all along.
We'll talk later, Liara.
Of course.
Now let's go down and talk to Vega.
Hey, Shepard. How'd it go with the council?
Same as usual. Non-committal. Unhelpful.
Bet they still wanted you to help them out, no?
Yep. We're going to rescue a Turian Primarch from Palaven.
Sounds like fun. Never been to the Turian homeworld. You come down here for something? Or are you just looking?
Thought I'd come down to chat.
Great. Not sure what there is to talk about. You already know my service record.
I don't, actually. I didn't have access to personnel records when we met.
Right. Forgot about that. Well... Think you can dance and talk at the same time?
I'm sure I can manage.
Okay, Lola. Let's do this.
Don't let my good looks fool you, Vega. I got my share of scars.
You remind me of my old CO.
Oh, yeah? And who was that?
Captain Tony. He was a hard-ass son of a bitch, but a good leader. Nice.
What do you mean, was?
Died. With most of my squad. Protecting a civilian colony from a collector attack.
And the colony?
It was either them, or the intel we had on the collectors. Intel we could have used to destroy them. I chose the intel.
Sorry. That's a tough call.
The best part was, we didn't really need the intel in the end. Because you were out saving the galaxy by taking down the entire collector homeworld.
I do hate how the interrupts and cut off the dialogue.
You didn't know. You can't blame yourself, Vega.
Who says I'm blaming myself?
I do.
You a shrink too?
No, but that stunt back on Mars was reckless. You're lucky to be alive.
So?
So, maybe you don't care if you live or die.
Or maybe... I'm just willing to do whatever the fuck it takes to end this goddamn war!
Maybe you are. But if you're half as good as I think you are, we need you alive.
Thanks for the pep talk.
Anytime.
Hey. Thanks for the dance, Lola.
Lola, huh?
You kind of look like a Lola.
Right.
I can think of worse things to call you. Hey again. What's up?
What's with you and the nicknames?
It's just my way of remembering people. Some people just don't match their names, you know? So I just give them a new one.
So I'm a Lola, huh?
Yeah, my best friend's sister growing up was Lola. Older sister. Hot. Tough.
Right. You mentioned a mission you had against the Collectors. What happened?
Pretty much what I said. Things went foobar, and I was one of the few to make it out. If you want the rest of the story, you're gonna have to get me really drunk, or...
Or what?
That's about it. Sorry, Commander. Just not interested in talking about that. Next topic?
Like I said, there's basically a short, I think it's an animated movie, that they made where I think it covers the story that he's referring to. Oops.
I take it you and Lieutenant Cortez know each other?
Yeah, Esteban did a stint on Fel Prime where me and my squad were stationed. I caught up with him on Earth a few months back. He's a good guy. Just don't tell him I said so. It'll go to his head.
You got family back on Earth?
Yeah, an uncle. Retired military. Got a few cousins I haven't heard from in a while.
You and your uncle close?
Yep. He was the reason I joined the Marines and was about the only good thing in my life after my mom died.
No dad?
He's there. Somewhere. But I'm not sure I'd call him family. Not anymore. I would like to find out how my uncle's doing, though.
You had a hard time leaving Earth. You still want to head back?
Hell yeah. But I get it now. It's not where I'd be most useful. Not yet, anyway.
We'll get back there.
I know. And I'll do whatever it takes to get us there, Commander.
Maybe no more shuttle crashes.
No promises now that I've gotten the taste for it. Besides, I like to keep Esteban on his toes.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to you later.
You bet.
Huh. How'd I miss that one? Alright. So now... let me go ahead and do this just in case. Uh-huh. So now... oh, look at this. We can either make, who would I trust most as my XO? The XO is second in command of the ship. The XO manages the day-to-day operations of the ship and coordinates all of the organizational issues, reporting only necessary items to the commanding officer, which is Shepard. A high degree of trust is required between the CO and the XO for the ship to run smoothly. If the CO is ashore or incapacitated, the XO assumes the CO's responsibilities. That's why Presley was always the guy in charge when Shepard left. XO Presley has the deck. So right now, who would I trust the most here? I mean, look, I love Joker, but, you know, honestly, I think right now I'd trust Liara as my XO. And then the Marine officer, which is in charge of the ship's Marine detachment, including internal security. During ground operations, he acts as a second to the ground commander and will assume command if his senior is incapacitated. If the ground force is separated into different teams, he will usually act as leader of the second squad. On board, the Marine officer is a subordinate to the XO. So let's go ahead and give that to Vega. So we, of course, have Adams there. I love this. I love this system that they added here in these mods. I think this is a Spectre mod for Mass Effect 3, just to give more of a feel that you're a Spectre that actually is able to have this kind of, power and, being able to make these kinds of decisions, Can be offloaded. Hold on, what is this? I want to see what this is here. All right, so this is what I was talking about right here. So we've got, the facilities. Good food and a clean ship can do wonders for ship morale and do these annoying little jobs that everybody forgets. Select a chef, facility specialist. So a barman, which it provides Southern Cajun food, beer and good items, or good times. Bonuses, fish fed. Background. Nice little background there. Or a chef, which provides high-quality Japanese food and a clean ship, and you can see the sushi right there. Like I said, I think a lot of people would appreciate having sushi on the ship, because I just constantly meet people that just love sushi. Now, I will go ahead and admit, I'm actually not too fond of sushi. I think I tried it once, and I was just like, it's not really my thing. But then again, I've never been that fond of seafood either way. Detachment strength, Marine detachment, single team. Security is provided by the Normandy's small Marine detachment. With limited resources, the CIC and War Room are the focus. Security is provided against infiltration, but any attack on the ship when docked or boarded would prove difficult to repel. So we can either have minimal, offloaded, leaving only a minimal presence to secure the War Room with the presence of special operations forces on the ship. Perhaps soldiers might be better used elsewhere. A single team, infiltration, but any time to repel, or a squad. The Marine detachment is now a full squad, enabling it to provide enhanced security with a focus on the shuttle bay and the CIC. In addition, a Marine engineer has been assigned to help maintain ground vehicles. Let's go with the squad. Not really seeing what the downside is to doing that, so we'll just go ahead and make that choice for now. I love that as we get more people, we'll be able to actually change these up if we want to. The idea that for now, Liara will be my XO, but let's be honest, once Garrus gets aboard, I'll probably make him the XO. Just saying. I just kind of love how this works. Okay. Oh, by the way, this thing popped up here, where it was like, hey, you can be able to assist this L-Core, and you're able to do that, so... Anyways. Now, let's see if I got a... Vega, Marine Detachment. Hey, Commander, I'm trying to work with our Marines and get them up to snuff, but we really need better numbers before we'll have enough security for the entire ship. The crew manifests all the details, but it needs your approval before the brass will give authorization. Like I said, that's something we can also deal with later. Alright. So now for the first time, let's go to the galaxy map. In order to interact with both the Thessian cities and the evacuation vessels, you must scan each location every time. Interesting. So there were extra clusters that could get unlocked here. Wow, that looks good. I'm just marveling at the upgraded visual there because of the mod. Search and rescue. The Normandy is equipped with a new and improved scanning pulse that can detect objects of interest, uses to uncover war assets, artifacts, intel, and fuel as you fly around a system. Be aware, however, that each time the pulse is used, the chance that Reapers will enter the system to investigate is increased. If a Reaper enters the system, you are in. Flee and wait until you have completed a mission before returning. I have a mod that completely removes that. So the mod I have basically increases the scanning range to the entire system, so I only have to scan once, and the Reaper mechanic has been entirely removed. I never really liked it. I thought it was very annoying. I couldn't stand it. So, yeah. We're just gonna... Alright, so we got some fuel, even though we really didn't need to. Now what's funny is that it's supposed to include, the entire system, so not really sure why it's not that effective, unfortunately. Okay.
Signal confirmed.
Okay, something's up because this shouldn't be happening. Seriously, the mod should be working, and yet for some reason not. Something's up. I may have to try and reapply that once again. But this does give me the opportunity to go ahead and show you guys what it's like. So there they are. Oh no, Reapers!
Evasion successful.
And then we just, yeah, evade them. And that's an achievement. So every time we come back, yeah.
Reapers
so.
eluded.
Okay, that's a little bothersome. That's one of those I'm going to have to double check why it's not working. Because it should be working, but for some reason it's not. That's where that N7 lab mission is. Gonna double check what happens when we go back to the Citadel.
We are transferring your docking clearance to an Alliance official.
Figures. Finally back in action, the Alliance already wants us tagged and collared.
Just our way of welcoming you back, Flight Lieutenant.
Yes ma'am, requesting docking permission?
Docking permission granted. Would you like private transport arranged?
I need to get to the hospital.
Yes, Commander.
I don't think anything is actually going to change here.
Welcome to.
But I'm going to go ahead and check anyway.
Thank you for shopping.
Also, we forgot to talk to... I totally forgot to talk to Dr. Michelle the last time we were here.
Commander Shepard, good to see you.
Dr. Michelle, it's been a long time. You've come a long way from that small clinic down in the wards.
Because of you, I don't know where I'd be if you hadn't dealt with Fist and his thugs. Now I'm head physician in a Presidium clinic. You gave me this chance. I assume you're here about Lieutenant Commander Williams?
How is Ashley doing?
The head trauma was severe, but we reduced the swelling quickly. These types of injury can go either way. She hasn't regained consciousness yet, but her vitals are strong, so I'm optimistic. You can go see her if you like. She's just down the hall.
By the way, did you notice that Dr. Michelle, instead of using a data pad like she used to in the original game, that she was instead using her Omni tool? That's one of those changes that was made in the community patch mod. Just an extra little change like that, just to make it feel more in line with like continuity and lore-friendly stuff.
This war may leave a lot of injured people homeless. Can the Citadel clinics care for them all?
We're fine now, but I'm worried. Every hospital on the Citadel is preparing for the worst. I hear the docks are tightly controlled, but we just can't leave people floating out there forever.
How are your medical supplies holding up?
We're well stocked now, but I can't say I'm not worried about the future. I'm afraid I'll have to speak with CSEC about securing our supplies. Desperate people can do desperate things.
With a center of this size, you must have a lot of direct reports.
We've got 12 full-time doctors and over 50 support staff. It can be overwhelming, quite different from my days in the wards.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
The Council called the invaders Reapers, the same term used.
No, they call them, yes, Reapers. Ah, it's locked off.
His military has abandoned.
And they do little air quotes with their hands.
Recent intel suggests that the entire Batarian hegemony has been destroyed by an unknown force.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination.
Pretty sure there's not much any other reason to come back here.
Now arriving at Docking Bay D-24.
Huh. I came back in through the airlock. That's funny.
Commander?
Okay, so I think I'm going to cut it off here. I'm going to double check the mod that I had for the Reaper scanner thing to make sure that's working. And more than likely when we come back, we will either be going after that Cerberus lab, or we'll put that off and we will just go to Palaven just so I can have Garrus back. Because why wouldn't I want to have Garrus back, right? Stay tuned.